Hello everyone and welcome to this month's Ask the Trader. We're already into June and it's been a busy last month of trading, so we've got a few questions to go through already tonight, pre-sent in, and I'm hoping that you're all going to have some live questions for me to have a go at as well. So welcome if you're new to the monthly get together. Good to have you on board, and thanks for coming back if you've been here before. So let's first of all get into some quick announcements before we get straight into the action. And let's flip the page. And right, announcements. Copy trading service. The video. Now I do a monthly video there, going through the performance of the previous month and any questions that you have. It's a live stream. First one was a week or so ago. That performance review video is available to watch on the channel, so you haven't really missed much. It just goes through the stats, data, and like I said, those questions. Going forward, I'm going to do this, the first Monday of every month, roughly around 7 p.m. But you'll be notified through the YouTube channel, so hit that bell buttons and it will send you out the reminders as and when. And for those not in the Traders Club who want to ask more questions, more direct questions, or want to ask the group or talk to the group about their trading ideas, etc., etc., we run a free Telegram group here at TheStopHunter, and you can find the link to that under pretty much all the videos in the channel. So hit on that, and I look forward to you joining me here very soon on that. And with that, that's all the announcements. Not too much going on outside of the copy trading service in May. So let's get into those questions now. Now, your pre-sent questions. And we're going to start with Daryl. He sent me 3 questions in this month, all around Renko. Renko block sizes. Can we round up or down or keep it exactly to what the calculator says? Yeah, you can definitely round up. I do that as well, just makes it easier to calculate, and do the maths in your head, no problem with that. It also makes it a bit more generic for, I say, a bit more consistency within the asset that you're looking at as well. Number 2 there, I work out brick sizes on daily candles, then change to Renko. I then use those brick sizes but on an hourly time frame. Is that acceptable? Yep, that's what I do. Yeah, totally fine. Even if you change that down to 1 minute. It depends on the strategy, really. You can adjust your brick sizes. As you might have seen my video out earlier today on scalping, using Renko. The smaller the block size, the more the action you're going to have. So that's down to your strategy idea, how you've back tested it, put it together, or trade it, how much or how many signals you want in a day or period of time. That's down to you, but yep, that's totally correct, Daryl. And number 3, can I work out historical volatility using Renko blocks, or must it be candles or Heikin Ashi? Well, it's got to be candles or Heikin Ashi. You can't work it out on Renko blocks, because remember, historical volatility is a time period calculation, so you've got to factor in time to that equation. So therefore you must do it off the Renko, the Heikin Ashi or the candles. So moving on from there, we've got some questions from Ricky, who's talking all about copy trading, and his first one is, how long do you plan to run this service? Well, that's a very good question. While I'm still making a lot of money from it, then I'll always run it. No, seriously, it's a long-term project, and I want to grow the assets under management, and if I continue to see that growing over time, then I'm not going anywhere. It's been growing nicely since we started. We're picking up new clients, customers, investors all the time, which is really good and encouraging. The results have been steady so far, encouraging, and yeah, I have no end time to that question there, Ricky, so I can see myself doing this for quite a few years. It's what I've done for a long time, and it's what I enjoy. And the next question, copy trading. On your YouTube video, it states you trade 24/7. What do I mean by this? Well, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, as of yet, I haven't traded any crypto in the copy service. Now, if I was to, I'd probably be either Bitcoin or Ethereum, none of the others really. And because that's a 7-day-a-week market, that means we can also trade on a Saturday and Sunday. And what do I mean by 24 hours is that a lot of the markets now are pretty much 24 hours. You know, I can pick on Australian stocks or US stocks or FX, you know, which barely has a break in the day, so I can be trading almost 24/7. So, you know, I hope that answers your question. I also mentioned that a big proportion of the strategies, well, not big at the moment, I'd say it's 80% me trading, 20% automated. Now, the automated part doesn't have, you know, doesn't need to sleep, so you know they can be trading in that time period as well. Question 6, will there be any gaps in trading, i.e. holidays, trips away, bank holidays, similar to the previous question really. If I do take a holiday, it will still run a proportion of the copy trading service. It probably won't be as intense, but I do need a break every now and again. So you know, there will, well, I won't call them gaps, I'll call them maybe slower periods of trading. And the last time I did this, actually my wife made me take a computer setup with me away to a nice sunny island where, while she sunbathed, I was stuck trading, you know, paying for the holiday. So more than likely you won't probably notice those gaps, you know, slow down in periods. And if there are ones, well, then I'm going to let you know in advance. So moving on, Jeff has a question on Renko. Can you run through how you would calculate the block size on the Renko charts if you wanted to trade scalp the 1-2 minute charts on the DAX and the NAS? Now, again, I'll refer you back to the video that I produced earlier today. Let me just see if I can just find it for you. Let's go videos. Let's find the screen page. So there we go, powerful Renko scalping trading strategy. That actually shows you how to, you know, set your charts up, calculate the block size for, you know, such a scalping activity. And really, there's not much to it. You go through the normal standard approach of setting up your block size, and what I do then from that is take about 50% of that block size. So I'll show you now. This is from the video, the S&P 500, and I calculated a block size of 12 to start with, $12. Then I've halved it to give you my scalping setup. So I start with the 50%, but I also then factor in the volatility of the instrument. Does it need to be bigger? Does it need to be smaller? How many trades do I want in the day? Does, you know, I'll give it an eyeball look. Does it actually look like it works? And if we go and flip to the NASDAQ, I think I've got the setup here. We've got various time frames here going down to a 20 block size for a more, you know, I'll call it more adventurous day, more trade signals, more action. And you know, that's all you have to do. You work out the same process as you would for your normal setup, and then you know, you want to take about 50% of that block size to start your scalping. Set the charts to 1 minute, as you can see on here, because you want those blocks to be painting, you know, very regularly. You can't sit and wait for this. This is scalping. And you'll notice if you compared, say, like this $6 S&P 500 chart, it will look very similar to the actual candlestick or bar chart. But the beauty of the Renko is that, as we know, it's a lot more transparent, a lot clearer in the trends and turning points. You get the green and red blocks, whereas we haven't got all the mess that a candlestick chart throws at you. So I hope that answers that one, Jeff. And moving on to a question from CR about currency strength. Can you remind me where you sourced the FX correlation chart that make one aware of the strength and weaknesses of an FX currency compared to another? You have used it before in your market analysis. It was from TradingView. I built it in TradingView myself. Now I would show you today, and the TradingView account you're looking at on the screens at the moment is a completely brand new one because my main one was hacked just last week, and I'm still with customer support trying to get it back, so I can't access any of those charts at the moment. Someone got in, changed my email and password and kept it for themselves, so I've lost it. So I can't actually show you the currency chart at the moment, but I can show you I've got this Japanese yen set up here, and have we got it in there? Maybe is it in that one? Let me just have a look. Maybe it's not the Japanese yen. Oh no, so that's the Nikkei 225. Here it is, Japanese yen. This is the same thing. If I click on the red line, it's going to load up. Let's pull it down this way, it's easier. So the orange line, that's the Japanese yen, and all I'm doing here is creating a sort of a strength basket of strength of the individual currencies. So all I'm doing is I'm just adding up. So if I wanted to create that, I'll just do a dummy one here. So you can create your own ticker symbol. So I would put, say, Japanese yen first, then I do USD, and then I hit the plus sign, and then do JPY EUR plus JPY GBP. So I've got the first currency first, and I build that out over the string of the basket that I want to put together. I then add that to the chart, and what you can do is just hit that plus button up there, and you can keep adding and adding and adding as many different baskets of currencies that you want, which is the chart that CR is referring to, and then you can change the time frames and look at the different strengths and weaknesses. And on here I've actually turned that into a RSI calculation as well, so I'm not actually even looking at the raw data. I'm looking at the US dollar there, the blue line. The red line is the Japanese yen, looking for crosses in the price action to get me in, to tie in with my faster paced Renko sort of scalping strategy here. So that's linking into that previous question, and it works, you know, quite nicely as a sort of a trend filter to what direction I should be taking in those charts. So I hope that answers that one. And a final question has been sent in. We've got another one from CR, and it says, I know you have a grasp of the Chinese market. Are you able to talk briefly on the Chinese market? I did read the Chinese government are considering QE and adding liquidity to the market. At the moment, CR, Chinese economy is struggling a little bit. I think they've got some results out on Friday, which should be key to watch. But what the big change in the last few weeks was they basically the government forced the main four big banks in China to reduce their deposit rates, therefore encouraging the population, the economy, to spend, invest more on that side of things to try and generate some extra liquidity. It's tough going out there at the moment, and I use barometers like oil and copper as sort of demand filters. You know, most of that stuff goes their way. If that's not, you know, driving on upwards, then, you know, there's something going wrong over there in China. They've got, you know, a housing bubble problem. They've spent a lot of money, invested all over the world, and it's a, you know, it's an interesting economy. Also, the problem is that it is sort of behind the curtain, so you can't, you know, get a complete handle on what's going on. You do need to sort of do your own sort of due diligence and come up with assumptions around, you know, like I said, proxy markets like copper and stuff like that to get a better picture. You see the interest rates there very low still, but it's a government controlled market, and they can intervene at any one given time if they really want to get demand going. I'm sure they could. That's where it is at the moment. It's a tricky one, and like I said, I do follow the stocks and I do trade them and those markets, and they haven't been that good. You got the Chinese A50, the Shanghai Composite, various stock markets you can trade. We do those in the copy service as well, but they've been struggling to the downside at the moment. The Hang Seng as well as another one. Got some good stocks in there like Alibaba, Baidu, which is like the Chinese equivalent of Google. Again, not doing very well. A lot of EV stocks, Neo, Bide, those type of ones. Also, again, not doing great. But there are some good opportunities out there, and if things do turn around, then the Chinese market is certainly one worth keeping an eye on. But like I said, it's very hard to read just because the way the government have the sort of controlling hand even over what you would think of as the corporate world. They can interject and control things at a moment's notice, so it's very hard to draw conclusions. But the conclusion at the moment is it looks like it's struggling. So I did notice a further question in the sent in already to the live stream from Adamski 3650. He's just joined the copy trading service. His question is, am I using a Renko strategy on smaller time frames, or do you have multiple strategies running there? The latter. It's running multiple strategies with all sorts of different bits and pieces going on there. Some of the positions will last a long time, some will be very quick. It's a mix, but it is based on Renko, and each market can have some different setup. Trading crude oil, for example, differently to other markets, with different strategies. But it's a blend that I've put together, and I manage the portfolio as a whole, and then execute accordingly. I've got another question in there. I know now we would normally I'll just give you some time just don't think, but I'll just answer that other question. Andrew Baird, if your account was 10k and you were only using 2% per trade, what would the maximum number of trades would you have open at one time? It depends whether you are a professional, classed as a professional trader or a retail trader, because you'll get different type of leverage. If you're a professional trader, then you get higher leverage. Now, one of the advantages of copy trading me is I'm classed as a professional trader, so I get 100 to 1 leverage on the products in that set. But if you were to, maybe if you're not professional, when you open up an account, you might get a lot lower leverage. And what does that mean? Well, you require more margin, and that means you can do less trades. And it also depends on what market you are trading. FX, lower margin, whereas maybe stocks, commodities, cryptos, a lot higher margin. So you can utilize a lot of that margin and therefore put on less trades at any one time. So it's a bit of a balance between, like I said, being a professional or retail, and then the margin that you're given within inside your account in terms of number of trades. And I normally say if I had 10k, I'm trying to use probably about 60-70% of it at any one time in terms of margin use. So to give you a rough idea of what I would be doing. Right, so they are the pre-sent in questions, and I think what we could do now, while I'll give you a chance to write some questions down there in the chat, if you've got anything else to add, just take you through a few things that might be of interest to new viewers. The copy trading service you want to know all about that, go to the playlist there. This is the homepage of the TheStopHunter YouTube channel. We've got the copy trading service playlist there. It's going to tell you all about it, how to join up to it, and also keeping all the resources of those monthly meetings saved in there as well. If you're new to trading, want to learn all about the charts, risk management, trade management, strategies, markets, psychology, it's all in here, the ultimate free trading course. I think there's about 48 hours worth of learning inside there. Work your way from the top to the bottom, and hopefully you'll find it of some use. And then there's some other playlists that might interest you. You want to learn all about Renko trading, the strategies that I deploy within the copy service, they're all in there, and some other stuff and ideas. Playlist for you all there, just specifically on Renko trading. Like I said, there's lots of different playlists that might suit your interest. Let's have a look if there's any more questions coming in at the moment. I'll give you a few moments to have a go. While you come up with some ideas, let's just have a look through the iGoX copy trading service playlist. So you've got what it's all about to start with. Then we've got copy my trading 3 simple steps, and actually I've done a video there linking the idea, sort of like Adamski's question there, about the Renko trading strategy within inside the service. And there was last month's meeting, if you want to go through that and see the analyse of what's been going on, the results and the questions people asked. That's that one. And the other one draw your attention to is that Learn to Trade, the ultimate free trading course playlist. And like I said, work your way from the start to finish. All beginners questions, why traders fail, all those questions that go on in your head, they're all at the start there. Then we get into trading psychology, but this is a good one for if you want to start in technical analysis. Get started technical analysis course for beginners. Then we get into charting packages, all the different chart types. It keeps on going and going and going. We've got how Trading View works. Let me just see if I can bring up any more pages. We've got a bit of a screen freeze going on at the moment. Like I say, Renko charts, line break charts. Then we get into like risk management rules you need to know, stop loss. How can you scale up winning strategies? And using Kelly's criterion. Futures markets, options markets, bond markets, how they work, all of the stuff about Forex, MT4 and MT5, creating your own robots, EAs, different strategies, ideas, crypto, if you want to get into that world, and some ideas and commodities to round it all up. So that's a couple of playlists. Let's see if there's any more questions that have come in. Let's have a look. No, I can't see anything else at the moment, so it could be an early bath or an early dinner time for us all. Anything else you guys would like to know? Now's your chance to speak and ask me anything about trading, the markets. Now is your chance. Give you another few seconds. No, that looks like it's it. So that's it for this month. Don't forget the copy service monthly coming up the first part of July, that will be, and then we'll run this one the same time next month as well. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, like I say, get on to the Telegram chat group, join there, ping them in. I'll try my best to answer them as quickly as I can, or start conversations with your other traders, your other like-minded group traders, and just get going and start the chat going. And you don't need me to be there to help you. So there you go. With that, I'm going to leave you to it. Get back to the trading. Good luck, and hope to see you